The WWDC is coming up very soon, and I figured you guys probably know my predictions, but I wanted to go to the source, the Apple expert, super fan, and also generally good human being. I'm learning, which is new. It's the first time we've actually met in person.
You're right, that's weird. I didn't even realize it.
Strange.
This is crazy.
I've got iJustine here.
Yay! Thanks for coming over. This is my office studio, whatever you want to call it.
So we came to say hi and to share our thoughts and predictions for WWDC. So I feel like the next question is, what are your thoughts and predictions for WWDC?
I printed out a document.
Oh, you got official.
I do, because I'm really excited.
I have notes somewhere in my pocket.
Okay, so my wish list. Obviously, I'm a huge HomePod fan. I think most of my comments were people saying, Justine, you're the one that bought all the HomePods. That's the entire market
There
sales.
was a stack of HomePod boxes when we came in that was like my height.
Yeah, there's only 4.
I mean, I'm
not that many.
I'm not that tall.
But I would love to see a HomePod mini. I know it's a potential thing that could happen, but I do feel like the price point right now for the HomePod is a little bit expensive for what you're sort of getting.
Do you think it'll be Beats branded?
See, I'm not a big Beats fan. I've been very vocal about that since the beginning, so I would hope that it's not Beats branded.
So what's your sweet spot for HomePod size and pricing?
So let me see, where is it? Just hold on a second. I absolutely love those. I love everything. I love their design. So this is a beautiful little...
So this would be like HomePod mini style.
Something like this, but Appleified, I think would be really cool.
So just like white.
I was also thinking how cool it would be to have a HomePod with a screen on it. I love the Alexa Show and the Alexa Dot. Like those things, I mean, I have one back here, or I have one in the kitchen, and I love making calls to other people that have them. So that would be something that I think is probably not gonna happen now, but it is my wish list.
Everything Echo Show is my alarm clock. I love being able to order stuff from Amazon. It'd be nice to be able to control and actually see stuff.
Yeah, and make FaceTime calls.
Ooh.
Instead of Alexa time calls is what I call them.
Okay, so aside from a mini, what else was iJustine's wish list? If like Tim Cook, Johnny Ive are watching, they're taking notes. They're like, what else do we need to do?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Apple Watch, so I think whatever they do next is something that I'll be really interested in.
What about the design? Any design changes for Apple Watch?
I do like the design. I think that it could be a little bit thinner. I do feel like sometimes it has been a little bit slower lately, so sometimes I'll just randomly like reset it and then everything is good. I'm still not a huge fan of this sort of icon layout. I feel like there's got to be a better system than that.
So room to get better. So faster apps.
Yeah, I definitely think a little bit faster. I think thinner. There's also been some people that have been hoping for a round watch face.
That'd be nice.
Which would be kind of cool. So having that sort of as an option, I actually do like the square one. Also, would be cool to be able to test like oxygen levels, glucose levels.
Yes. All right, so what about the most popular Apple product, like a phone?
Ooh.
What do you think?
Oh boy.
So you think we'll see a new iPhone at WWDC? Probably the SE2?
Oh, the SE2. The SE was one of the phones I never actually even got or even saw or tried out.
But
Did you see it?
Yeah, you had an iPhone 5 or 5S.
Well, yes.
So it was like,
it's the same thing.
That. It wasn't, I bet it had NFC and it was less expensive.
I think maybe wireless charging. I feel like that's sort of
so the new one should
a standard.
So yeah, so glass back. Think it'll have a notch?
Ooh, I mean, if it does go edge to edge, then it probably would have a notch.
And then it's got to have Face ID.
Oh,
so
yes,
like,
it would have to have Face
then maybe
ID.
it's not going to be as like cheap as people think.
No, maybe it won't have Face ID.
Then no notch.
Then no notch. Will it still have a button?
Oh, it's got to have a button if no notch.
There's a lot of variables here. I think notch, no button, no Face ID.
So how's it going to unlock?
You're right. Let me retract. Okay, so then it's going to have Face ID if it does have a notch, because there won't be a button.
Yeah.
Because whatever the next iPhone 10 is, what if it's the iPhone 11? The iPhone 11? I mean, maybe that will be the one where there's no notch, but I still feel like the SE, I mean, maybe it's just going to be the same, just faster.
Maybe they make it look still like the iPhone 5 and they're like, we just sped up the processor and there's a headphone jack there, so.
And glass back, wireless charging, so that's sort of an update. And I still feel like people are a little bit skeptical with Face ID. So not everyone is completely sold. I'm sold, but
I really like Face
me.
ID. I really like Face ID also. But maybe if that's the iPhone, people want a headphone jack. They're like, well, buy the SE.
That's true.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else?
Air power.
Oh, that's a thing that doesn't exist.
No, but everyone keeps forgetting about it, and I have not forgot, because I want to be able to charge my AirPods, my phone, and my watch at the same time. Because right now I'm just using one of those docks, and it's just not, it's just not as efficient as it could be.
So that's two things Apple said was coming that hasn't come yet. So the power and then the case, the wireless charging case for the AirPods.
The AirPods too. So then they would have the case and then the second version of AirPods.
So AirPods 2 are coming. We've decided. What do you think? Maybe in black?
Maybe AirPods 2 might not be a thing. Maybe they'll just announce the case. Because I feel like they're not ready for like the all new, whatever the AirPods is.
They came in black? I
Would
would
be
probably
nice.
buy a new pair. And I hate to admit that publicly, but I would.
I loved like all the colorware
ones
you could do.
They're
like,
awesome.
They're so great.
Okay, so AirPods, maybe 2, wireless
Maybe
case.
just a case.
AirPower definitely coming.
It has to. It's got to.
Some version of iPhone SE with a notch or no notch. What?
Maybe HomePod.
Maybe HomePod. So we got to talk about iOS 12 because like that we know is a thing.
One of the biggest things I think that they were really focusing on, because I think they said they wanted to do a redesign originally.
Yeah.
But they're like, we need to focus on stability. Also, I use the camera a lot. Being able to easily switch from like 4K 60 to 4K 30 to 24, or even to like, you know, whatever. I just feel like that's such a process. And in most Android phones, it's so easy to do.
Yeah, that's a simple like
So simple.
software request. I've been hoping for more custom, like everybody, more customizable iOS. I mean, it's
Like what? Like what do you want to customize? Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's chat.
Let's chat.
I would love the ability to just like put an icon at the bottom of my screen and like maybe not have to have rows and rows and rows above it. Like
Okay.
that's a simple,
Yeah,
that's simple.
yeah.
I would like to have like a quick dial on my home screen to just dial my wife. Like that.
That's fair.
I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Like simple, a dark mode.
Yes, that's on my list too.
I totally stole it from your list.
That's okay. Split screen.
Split screen would be nice.
I would love split screen.
Does the aspect ratio have to change of the phone to get split screen, do you think? You could probably do it.
Well, I mean, even in Android too, you can change how much the split screen is. So
that's
so
fair.
that could be something that you can control. That's my dog.
The ability to remotely unlock, given the choice to do it, the user control to unlock when you're in a secure Wi-Fi or in a secure location, I think would be awesome. Or
Yeah.
like connected to your car, like it knows like, I'm in Justine's car, like it's probably cool to just unlock.
True. I just feel like, I mean, that would definitely be an option to turn on or off.
Yeah.
Because what if somebody kidnapped me?
I mean, I guess that's, and then they can message you.
And then they have my phone.
I'm fine, went on vacation, don't ask questions.
Exactly.
Also send $3 million if you want to see me again.
I was also thinking too, like biometric specific apps too that you can have access to. So if I wanted to, I don't know, give my sister my phone and be like, oh, well, I don't want you to have access to my messages or something like that.
Yeah.
So even like for kids too, which could be great because you can lock them out of specific things.
So what about notifications? Do you like how Apple handles them?
I think they need to be grouped because
Yes,
I
please
have
group them.
the amount of notifications that I get. I mean, because I have notifications on for a lot of stuff. And it was so funny. I even saw Casey Neistat tweet once that he has all notifications turned off. But like that's the only way that I actually am able to get
Yeah.
information and to see if like my real life friends are liking my posts or things like that. So I have those on.
Okay, so what else for iOS 12 is on your wish list?
I really do like always on displays.
Oh, that would be nice.
But if it kills the battery, then I don't want it. But it's also so easy just to tap and it turns on. So
Yeah.
that's totally fine. But I really have enjoyed even like on the Pixel, like it's always on. I could just look, it's great. Love it. Even the Samsung I have it on as well.
Helpful.
Let's see what else. More animojis.
Do you still use them?
No, but I think they're so cool.
So what else is on your iOS 12 wish list?
So this is so random, but so I love The Rock. He's the absolute best. He's done a bunch of commercials with them.
Yes.
And then I'm pretty sure that originally when you asked Siri, you know, what was going to be happening at WWDC, she was still saying for last year, she said something about she was getting a new voice. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. Who could it be? And the only person that I could think of, and I even asked everybody on like on my channel too, I was like, if there was one voice that you would want to be your Siri, like who would it be? I'm like, well, I would like it to be The Rock.
Our future president?
Yes, I mean, it would be so perfect.
Speaking of Siri, maybe, I'm gonna say this nicely, but maybe Siri could go for some improvement.
I'm hoping that that's something that they've just sort of been working on behind the scenes for the last
7 years.
you know, it's a pretty long time actually.
It's been a long time. Siri improving would be tremendous, at least on close to on par with Google Assistant.
Well, I think
Would
it's
be
one of
nice.
those things too where if they rolled out a slow update, it wouldn't be as, I don't know, astonishing. So maybe this is the WWDC, which I think sometimes people forget about, that this is usually a conference for developers and
Yeah.
software. So we get hyped up about them potentially mentioning things about hardware, but it is a software thing. So maybe this is the WWDC where Siri gets a new voice, she gets an attitude.
Oh, new tude for Siri.
Ooh!
So WWDC, So I'm gonna wrap it up. So we're a smaller HomePod Mini.
Smaller HomePod Mini.
Maybe with the screen if we get our dream.
It's not gonna happen, but I think in the future it will.
So AirPods, maybe getting the wireless case, maybe AirPods 2, but definitely being charged by AirPower.
Yes, oh please, please, please.
Which should be a thing that will exist. iOS 12, some more customization options, dark mode. Split screen. Maybe The Rock doing Siri.
Oh my gosh, I'll cry. This is a prediction. I will cry.
Group notifications, probably not an iPad Pro and probably nothing on like laptop or hardware. And that is WWDC. So you don't even have to worry about watching. Watch Justine's coverage. But other than that, you already know what's gonna happen. What do you guys want to see from WWDC?
Yeah, leave us some comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell.
Definitely, we'll leave a link to her channel down below as well to make sure you subscribe to her if you are not.
Oh, I meant subscribe to your channel. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
You gotta hit the bell.
Be sure to check out the video on Justine's channel. We checked out some old school Apple products. I don't mean old school like iPhone. We're talking like old school.
And I cried.
And she did cry. And if you want to find out why, check out the video. We'll link to it up and down, all the places that YouTube lets you link.
Things.
So thank you guys. Thank you. A special thank you to Justine.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll see you guys next one.
Bye.
Bye.